So today I'm going to be showing you step by step how I'm going to be carpeting the whole of the rear of the van. Long awaited video, I know, a little bit anxious to do it myself, however today is the day. So thanks for watching, let's get started. If you guys remember, I fitted the glass. I'll put the video to that up above now or in the links description below. You will see here I have fully prepped it because guys, you don't want to be getting spray glue everywhere, because although you direct it towards the panel, you still get overspray in places. I'm going to get overspray, but I am trying to minimise the amount of after work I have to do to go round and clean up. I have scotched all of this panel, give it more of a key for the spray glue and to hold the carpet in where it drops down, or there's some funny angles and curves. I decided that the best job that I could do would be to scotch this whole panel, the whole area, surface area where the carpet is going to contact with the spray adhesive. I've also panel beated these down flat and filed the edges so that they're not raised, and also they do not cut through the new carpet. One point to note, if you do this and you expose a little bit of bare metal, you need to treat that. If you guys remember, I did the pop top on my own around this time last year. Yet again, link to that video will be in the description below, but also up above now. Made a point on that video of treating the bare metal, because the bars and things, the strengthening bars, come with the kit, they come bare metal, and a lot of people, 95% of people, just fit them. They cut the edge, the sheet metal from the roof, and they just leave it bare. Well, this is a year on. This fan sat here all winter and not moved because I've not been here. And look, there is no rust on these bars, and that is the sheet metal. If you remember, I hammerite it silver, so it looks like bare metal, but it's not. It's just hammerite. There is no surface rust on any part of the bars that I fitted, or more importantly, the sheet metal from the roof that I cut open and exposed bare steel. This is the proof, guys, a year on. If you don't do that, I can guarantee a year on, you will open it, the moisture in that would have started to corrode that metal which was exposed. So don't do that. Anyway, less talking, more action. Let's get into the video. This is the first half done. Great tip to have. Is actually a tip that I got off one of my subscribers, and that was to use a wooden spoon. Obviously doing it with your fingers, you're getting carpet burn, and after a bit it does wear thin, but the wooden spoon allows you to get into things like that which I couldn't get in with my finger, and run down inside like that and make a real nice strong edge, because obviously if you haven't done that, the carpet will just go over, and it does look fine. You won't notice, it looks fine, but then when you've done that, I think it really makes a big difference. So I've got a bit of trimming to do around the edges and things, but generally I'm really happy with so far. Obviously the fiberglass panels come over there, so they'll be covered. But yeah, I won't lie, it was a lot more difficult than I expected, and I did only think that I'd need the missus for a little bit and then she could go, but I needed her to hold it the whole time. But I've done it in one piece, all down the side. For me, there's no creases in it, there's no rips in it, there's no transparency parts that you can see through, and there's no joins or cuts. So from my point of view, I feel I've done okay. So yeah, I'm not sure how well you'll see that. we've got to move on to the next part, which is this side. So we'll do that now. Okay, so basically it's pretty much there now. I've got a bit of cleaning up to do on the floor, etc., but I can show you the progress to where we're at. I've done the 3 fiberglass panels. Not sure if the sunlight's ruining the picture or not, but I've done the 3 fiberglass panels that go for the pop top, and I've put the LED downlights in that I've chose to use. I'm just going to use 4, and the original VW factory light that's normally up here, I've actually relocated it, so it's going to go in the panel there, so that when I open the door, the LED lights won't come on. It'll just be that little one, and then the LED lights will be on a switch, so I'll have the choice. I did this centre joined piece here, just come out really well. You can't see the joins at all, so I'm really happy with that. I've just got to straighten some of the seals, the edges up on the seals, and just do a bit of finished detail work for that. Same as that one there, there's a bit of a gap in the middle. I've just got to pull that back out because I've got a lot of excess here. Going to be moving on to the sliding door and back door very soon, but I've managed to put the rest of the trim back in. So as you can see, the passenger seats currently in, the driver's seats about to go in. I've put the leather B pillars back in and the A pillar back in. You guys have all seen this before, and those bits that are leather, all that's back in. I was going to black all this out, but I decided to leave it for now and see how I get on, because I have got little bits of original colour and I kind of like the contrast. I've done the headlining. You guys would have saw that I did the £4 cheap dye-in mod where you dye it with shoe polish. I'll put the video to that up above or in the links below. However, because I had a bit of excess carpet, I decided that I wanted the carpet to travel all the way through, and I think it looks really good. Finished off down here. If you guys remember, I said I was going to use under here for storage area, so I've put a back on that so stuff can't fall out. Wrapped it in leather, and then that was the safe, which I've hidden on it with a magnetised panel. I think that looks really good. And then obviously, yet again, videos to this is up above or below. The leisure battery setup that I put in, it's not finished quite yet because I'm going to finish it off now, but I did it so I could access everything under the seat with a drop down inspection hatch. So I'm really happy with that. Obviously the electric's going in now, but yeah, it's come on really well. I'll show you the back. I'm not sure about the sunlight. Can you see that? As I've mentioned before, I bought the trunk liner carpet from AS Trim. I'll leave their links to their website in the description box below. I went for the more expensive, better trunk liner carpet because it's more hard wearing, and I want to put my bikes in here. I want to be able to kick the carpet and things like that and just live in here and enjoy the van without worrying of a little nicks and scratches coming very easy, because the cheaper stuff can be not as hard wearing, and it also goes a little bit more transparent when you stretch it. Although I've hardly stretched this carpet at all when I fit in it, I've pretty much hardly stretched any areas at all. I didn't want any transparency, and I have not got any now, so I'm really happy with the results, the way that the carpet has been applied. Just for reference, I purchased 10 meters of this carpet, the charcoal carpet, and I bought 12 cans of the spray glue. I'm not finished yet. Obviously I've got the panels to do, I've got the 2 barn doors to do, and I've got this sliding door to do. I am 6.5 cans in, and I've got enough. So 10 meters is just about enough. If you do a headline in and you don't stretch it, because I haven't really been stretching this, I've been overlaying it quite good, it's just enough. I'd probably recommend, if I ordered more, I'd order 12 meters next time, just to give you a little bit more play if you make a mistake, or you know, little things like that. I haven't made a mistake yet, but I don't really like being on the money with exactly everything I need. So hello.
Hi Jay, it's YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Just reminding you that your views are not non-subscribers.
Yeah. I'll bring that up.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Yeah. Sorry, that was just YouTube basically, and they was just saying that for some reason most of my views come from non-subscribers. It's like 86%, I think it is. So if you're not a subscriber and you enjoy the video and you want to keep up with the build and you want to keep up with what I'm doing, and then potentially, hopefully, spending more time in this van, then please subscribe and come over to the channel, hit the bell, and then you will get notified of all the up and coming panel videos, the modification stuff, the insulation, the floor going down, the cupboards, the chosen cooker system, the beds, etc., finishing off the little details. So a few little tips that I'd like to share from my experience gained from doing this job so far up to this point. First, being one of the most important, I didn't start off wearing it. Me and the missus forgot, however we did rectify it. You must wear a breathing mask of some sort, and I always recommend doing it in an open, well ventilated area. Obviously you've got to work with what you've got, but definitely some sort of breathing equipment, because you don't want to be inhaling the spray glue toxins and fumes, because they're not good for you. Second of all, scissors. I didn't use a blade, a Stanley blade or a cutting knife or anything on any part of this. I've used scissors for the whole job. That might be a personal thing, but one thing I am going to say is, if you're going to use scissors, medic scissors, so what medics carry to cut clothing and stuff off for casualty, these I used and they worked perfectly fine. I didn't use normal scissors, I didn't use a blade, I used these, so I recommend these over normal scissors. Yet again, that's personal choice, personal preference. The next one, which is probably the biggest, let's move out the sunlight a bit better. This one's probably the biggest tip to take from: a wooden spoon. I mean, they're £1 from Wilkinson's or whatever they may be, or just you rob your missus out the drawer. Just make sure you clean it before you put it back. This was such a valuable tip. So basically, one of my subscribers, or at least one of my viewers, mentioned this. So if that was you, please comment in the comments box below, because I'd like to thank you personally for that tip, because it has been invaluable to me. Because before, I was going round and I was just doing it like this. Not only is that wearing your skin because of the carpet burn, you do start to get a little bit frustrated after a bit, and you find yourself not pushing as hard. You can still get it in the corners and stuff, but one thing I found was I lost a lot of lines like that. I lost a lot of these lines doing it with my fingers. I'd forgot about them, and it was only when I started using this method I started to make the lines pop again. Sorry about the light, but you can see the difference between someone who's used a pointing up tool, if you like, over just their finger, because I see quite a lot of the vans now and the carpet just goes straight over there. It still looks fine, but I really like this method. So thank you for that, because not just can you get in the corner, let's try and get out the light, not only can you just get in the corner, you can use the different faces. So you can use this edge just on the edge, you can use this face to go along like that and to flat it all and to do a nice job. You can use the other side, the rolled edge there, if you've got to come round. You can use, there's multiple uses for this wooden spoon, and honestly it's got to be one of the best tips. Definitely, if you're going to take anything from this video, a wooden spoon is crucial. Also, I used a bit of card. This isn't what I used, the card I used I actually threw away, but I used a bit of card, and what I used that for was, if I had areas like that I wanted to, imagine I'm spraying the glue here by the barn doors, etc., and I didn't want to get the overspray here, and I had masked and taped it all up, but I still wanted to avoid any overspray, I would just put that up against the panel like that. But you want to spray, don't spray in that direction, you want to spray across the panel so that you go into it like that, because obviously the direction of the spray, you want to keep it away from the areas that you're trying to avoid. However, don't miss areas on this where you need to bond, that's crucial. So for an example, when I was doing these parts here, I removed the seal and I put it like that, and I sprayed down there like that, and then moved along like that. Also, when you remove the seals, what I did was I removed the seals off the barn door and the sliding door, and I just put a bit of tape at the top of the seal before I removed it as a center reference, so I knew that when I put the seal back on, that tape went in the center. Put a bit on the body as well as a reference, and although it doesn't really matter too much because there's joins and the join is generally at the bottom, but it just allows you to put everything back to how you had it, how you removed it, just to avoid any future complications basically. And then the last thing I want to point out, sorry to be going on, but I feel that it's good valuable information for any of you DIYers who've got this job to come. Basically, as I've said, I've pretty much hardly stretched any of the carpet at all. Now, I had to do these fiberglass panels here, which go around here. They pop rivet in, yet again they're on the pop top fitting video, but I took these off, I wrapped them separately, and then I refitted them. So the carpet actually is wrapped under here as well, so it's all really nicely done. But if you look at this void here, I don't know if you can see it too well. The key, guys, if you imagine that fiberglass panel is roughly like that. The key, sorry for a bad drawing, I'm no artist, but a lot of people I've seen will wrap, if this is the carpet, they'll put the carpet on like that, and then they will stretch the carpet into this void here. So basically, from where it sticks there, from that glue point there to that glue point here, you're having to stretch this carpet into there. That's fine, this is why the carpet's designed, it's four-way stretchable so that you can do kind of things like this. But don't do that, guys, because you don't need to. The way that I did it, and I'm quite proud that pretty much the whole of the back of this van has pretty much got next to no stretching it at all. Do this bit, glue it on, hold the rest of the carpet away, get your secondary hand, so your left hand if you're holding it away with your right, and push it down here like this and glue it all on this surface, so it will look like that. You'll get to that point there, it'll all be glued on there, the other carpet will be up here because you'll be holding it up with your hand, and then bringing the carpet down like that with your other hand again, touch it on, touch it on, touch it on, touch it on. So just to recap, world's worst artist, no, do not do that. do that. It's a lot better. You're not stretching the carpet, you're not weakening it, you're not making it transparent, especially if you buy the cheaper stuff. And also you're not potentially putting a tension area here where in the future it may want to lift, because once it heats up and stuff, if you haven't got perfect adhesion all along here, this method here, the carpet may always naturally want to go back to its shape. It probably won't, but the last thing you'd want is a void here in the crevice here where it's no longer bonded on and it's glued there and glued there, and that bit there is floppy. That's not what you want. This is what you want. So give your van, give your build the best chance, do the best job. Also, as I mentioned, with all the metal work, same with the fiberglass panels, I didn't bother filming it. If you've got me on Instagram you would have seen it, but I Scotch Brighted all of the fiberglass panels up. So not just metalwork, all the fiberglass stuff I went round with a Scotch Brite, and after I scotched it all I panel wiped it and degreased it twice, 2 wet downs and 1 dry cloth, and then I've stuck it on. And yet again, of course, standard advice, the spoon in the corner like that, forcing it down, putting a lot of pressure on it. You won't rip through the carpet unless potentially you've got the cheap stuff, and then the surface, the face, does that as well. Perfect. I'd always recommend putting it on with your hands first and then just use that to guide it in. I know the lighting's not the best, but I feel for an amateur, someone who's never used this 4-way stretch carpet until the headlining video a week or so ago, that was the first time I'd ever used it, so I feel I've done a really good job. Am I a pro? No. Am I trying to be a pro? No. I'm just trying to show you guys this is how I've done it. I feel it's worked very well. I'm just proud of what I've done. I've saved a bit of price and I've managed to do a good standard of work. So take these tips, take this advice. Yet again, thanks for watching. I really hope this has helped you do your own, or at least have some knowledge or understanding if you're going to go to a company, and do a bit of due diligence on that company to see if you should use them. Look at their vans and see if you can see the body lines and things like that, because now you'll know. So hopefully this will allow you to do that, to either choose a good company to use or do your own. Sorry for the talking, I'm hoping it's added value. I'm going to shut up now, I'm going to end the video. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. You're helping me out, mate.